Hey Aries, Leo and Sagittarius, my photo signs, fire signs. I'll leave that in there. It was funny. Thank you for joining me for your Mercury Retrograde reading to see what's in store for you fire signs for this period. I've done an intro to Mercury Retrograde and what it's about and the patterns that come up from the past on the water signs video if you want to check out the first 5 minutes or so on that one. So what generally happens is we revisit things at this time based on the energy of another period in the past. So I go into it a little bit more on the water signs video because I don't want to do it again. Remix. So I made up some cards myself because Mercury retrogrades are all about the realign. I like the remix one that I've made up, which is what you've got. Renew, refind yourself. Like, it's all about these patterns that is from the past. So it keeps coming up again and again and again. But Mercury retrograde is a perfect time to realize what that is and to release it forever. So this is what we're working towards. So we'll get into that. So we've got remix here. This is a remix, so you may be playing the same old song, but it's like a different variation. You know, like when we have our relationships, it's like, oh no, but this person's totally different from the past one. But if you actually broke it down and look into it a bit more, you would realize there's similar patterning, there's similar things about their behaviors or the way you are in a relationship. So that's what we're kind of going to look at. It looks like for you, there's an issue around rejection in love, and that can be from family or partners or friends, but there's a pattern of feeling rejected, or you could be the person that rejects and sabotages people. So it could go either way. So the healing card that I've picked is the rejection card. So also, how do you reject yourself in your life? How do you do you sabotage yourself when you're on a diet? Or do you sabotage yourself when you want to like work out? Or do you sabotage yourself when you start a new project and then you stop it all of a sudden? Like, look at the ways how you reject parts of yourself and parts of your happiness. Like, how do you stop your happiness, right? That's a big message that's coming up. Okay. The outcome which they want me to kind of tell you about now is faith, hope, and trust. This is the outcome for your Mercury retrograde period. If you kind of put in this work into these realizations, because apparently I'm being told some of you are going to click off. You don't want to hear it. And I get it. Like, I was listening to a Pisces video this morning, and this lady was like really super direct, and she's like, Pisces, you're like this, and this, and this. And I'm like, yeah, true. And this, and this. But she was like harsh the whole time. And I was just like, oh, it's making me feel a bit uncomfortable. But I realized in my readings sometimes too, I can be like super abrupt and harsh and stuff like that. I'm like, so I'm mirroring that aspect. So if I'm coming across like that, I'm sorry. It's just because I'm passionate and I want to help. So bear with me. We've got pride here. Pride could be interfering with your happiness. Where in your life do you have pride? You know, because this leads to rejection as well. Like, I guess there's certain things in life that we don't want to compromise on. Let's just use a love relationship because everyone can relate to that, or, you know, even a friendship. There's certain things you don't want to compromise on, but it's like as long as your core values are the same in a friendship, the other fluffy stuff doesn't matter as much, right? You know, if you need someone that is obviously not in a kind of a codependent way, but if you need someone that, you know, every now and then you're like, oh my God, I just really need to talk to someone and nut this out. If that's what you need from a friend and that person doesn't give that to you, you know, that's like a core need, then you just have to think about the relationship, I guess. Like, what do they give you? What do you give them? Even have a discussion about it. It's like, you know, let's talk about the value in our relationship, a conversation no one has ever. You know, what value do you think I bring to the table? Like, what things about me do you like? And what things about me, you know, irritate you? I'm just interested to know. You know, everyone sees everyone differently. And it's not to hurt you, right? It's just to know. Like, I know when I leave a relationship, I say to my ex-boyfriends, I'm like, okay, this is, you know, unless it's like a nasty breakup, but this is review time. Like, what did you like about me? And what what didn't you like about me out of interest, you know? And it was funny, like one of the things my ex said, and he's a gorgeous man, he's like, I really liked how you were feisty. And I was shocked because I thought he hated that part about me, you know, like I'm a Pisces and I'm loving and caring, but when you keep pushing me and when I keep telling you, stop doing that, you know, I don't like that, I will just like, like, and he liked that about me, which was hilarious because at the time it did not appear like he did, you know. So it's amazing what you can find out about yourself through other people. Because I had this perception he didn't like that, but he did. And it's not until you ask someone that you know. So I'm just giving you that as an example. Back to pride. So pride could be sabotaging your relationships for you. So, you know, take that mask off. Have honest conversations with people. And you know, it brings you closer. And also, if they feel very confronted by that, if that's not their jam, that's okay. You know, you don't have to force them. But they're going to see you in such a different light when you're taking such a different approach. And this is what this time is about. To break up patterning is to do something different. And when we release patterning in a Mercury retrograde, it's just super amplified. It's like, you know, putting coins in a slot machine and all of a sudden it's paying out. It's like ding, 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 ding. Like that's what it is. Like it's the mother load of releases because it sets off a chain reaction for all these other patterns, all these old false beliefs to be released. Seriously, if you can nut this one out, winner, winner, chicken dinner. So pay attention to the signs because you're going to be shown for you what is not serving you, your behaviors, other people's behaviors. It's and I'm getting it's a big love. It's self-love. We're in Cancer season. It's all about how we are and how we show up in relationships as well. You know, what's serving us, what's not serving us, what's serving other people. Like, you know, I know it seems like a lot, but these questions might be filtering down into you anyway, or you might be feeling the energy of chaos, and that's why, because you're kind of not taking the time out to listen and realign to your soul, to your growth. It's like you don't want to remain in this situation, in this energy, do we? Because otherwise the next time it comes around, you know. And this cycle, yes, we experience Mercury retrograde 3 to 4 times. However, this cycle is similar to one in 97. So if you listen to the water sign one, I go into that to help you work through it, because you are going to renew yourself, renew your energy. And this is linked to you and your life purpose. Now we can have many, can you see that? Discover your life purpose. We can have many purposes. I have many purposes. There's so many things I want to do, I want to work on. Someone can have one, but please don't think it's just one. It doesn't have just one. Like it doesn't have to be just one. And also we evolve. The planet evolves. We evolve. I am not the same person I was yesterday. I am not. And why is that? Because every day I do something different. Every day I'm like, what can I do now? When I'm writing about my thoughts, I'm getting to know myself. I'm personally growing, you know, within myself. So every time you choose to do something different, to listen to this video, to go and research or go see a counselor, a spiritual counselor, or read a book, like every time you choose to do something different, you are a different person. So there's therefore same as, you know, your life purpose is forever evolving. You know, 1 minute for me, like I wrote a book and okay, cool, I've done that. What's the next thing now? That's not just, that's a massive thing. If you want to buy it, have a look. Links down below. It's called Soul Shine, but that's a massive thing, but that's not all of me, right? I can't just go, okay, tick. That's not how the universe works, and it so didn't. It's like, okay, cool, yeah, you did that. We asked you to do that. We asked you to do it really quickly, but now it's the next thing. You can't just sit around and wait for that to take off. And at the time I had a bit of a SPAC attack, but you know, right? Dusting myself off, get up and going again. And that's kind of what you need to do too. And so this time, if you start working through your patterning, you're going to get a lot of clarity and realize how to shift out of this energy and move into the next stage of your life. That's all I want to say about that. Wakey, wakey, laptop. Emergence. This is what's going to happen at the end of this period. So this is we're into the shadow period till mid-August, and it could carry on further the energy of this. This is a really powerful Mercury retrograde, which is why I wanted to do the reading on this. The veil, the fog is being lifted from your eyes, from your life. You're beginning to see clearly. Some of you may need to go into the forest, go into nature and just breathe, just be, just breathe. Like you just need to chill when energetically all this stuff is going on, and we're just like, our minds are probably flipping back to the past, like all sorts of different situations. This is when we reminisce about past lovers, or, you know, we might remember lots of good things that happened. We might remember lots of bad things that happened. You know, there's so much emotion swirling up. You need to ground yourself by being in nature and just breathe. Just go stare at some trees, go hug a tree, go sit on some ground. Just be in nature, do nothing and breathe. Thank you so much for being here. Please help support my channel by subscribing. Check out my other videos. Check out my Facebook page. And please, if you like this video, find it helpful, comment. And don't forget to like it, because that helps me. And then the more you like it, the more motivated I am to do more. So thank you so much for being here. Good luck during this Mercury retrograde period. And I'll speak to you soon. Thanks. Bye.